told over and over and over again since the, oh gosh, now it's almost 2020. So these are the future. But what's this is just a mannequin underneath here, and they put plaster over it. That is the stone casing. So they'll place whatever kind of random mannequin inside the stone casing, and then pour all this stuff around it. Once that's done, they 3-inch of these houses nearly. So they probably have some strategy as far as using separate paints for different items. Like you can see the texture here, moss versus an actual faded color. Might be using a different style of paintbrush, but if it's just recognize some of them, we got the Mummy, got Dracula here, Bride of Frankenstein, and then Frankenstein's monster. Our one statue has come to life and escaped up. I was talking about those awesome transitions. So we've got this name here. Does anybody recognize the name Talbot? Just be very careful, and I'll let you know if there's something that we're not allowed to touch, okay? But basically, we want it to feel like there's only one creature. In the movie, there's only one, Gilman. So we want it to feel that Gil is here by himself. So he'll pop out and go back to then you'll come around the corner and he'll pop out. And all she has to do is push her trigger and kind of step out. I also noticed too, the ground that we're walking on.
Stuff dropped.
So anywhere you see a mat like this is going to be a water effect, okay? Because we got to be safe, we don't want the water to be dragged all throughout our house or to get ripping and bleeding on us. Now Dracula is an interesting story. Dracula was played by a gentleman named Bela Lugosi, and I'm going to have you guys model. All right, so our next transition is going to be...
Keep going.
Oh, you're good. Our next transition is going to be on this board here. So if you guys do want to turn symbols in the wallpaper. I like the flashlight here so I can show you. Look at here as you come on through, and I'll have you come on through and just kind of fill the space a little bit. But you see we've got the foot there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did all those hand drawings. Again, would you ever notice those drawings going through this house at night? No. You're concerned about the Frankenstein's monster that's sitting right here next to you, okay? But you can feel that detail. It's amazing. Just making sure you're not doing any videos. Okay. Oh, perfect. So I'm gonna kind of say Frankenstein created him, but this is actually Frankenstein right here. Looks like the tables have turned to a real still table. They're really good at that paint work to make everything look really real. I'll touch a little bit on the maker. Bela Lugosi was actually asked to play Frankenstein, but turned it down because he made Dracula so well known. He didn't, I'm Dracula. That didn't work out so well for him because that was really the only movie he was so well known for. But he did make here. We have an original concept. We just came out of what we call an intellectual property. Those are going to be the stories that you all know. Stranger Things, Poltergeist from last year, Ghostbusters from this year. All of those well-known movies and TV shows that we create haunted houses for. But we also pepper in a lot of our own ideas. So they have to come up with, like, when they start the planning process, let me start by saying this. When they start the planning process, which is at this point an 18-month planning process, they're already knee-deep into our anniversary year for our 30th next year. They probably know about which houses they want to do, and we're just figuring out how to do them at this point. But because of that, when we start this planning process, we come up with about 30 to 50 original ideas. We'll narrow it down to about 8 to 10. Into Sid and the facade out there. If you've been to the house, you see the facade is going to be an interactive facade with a social media page. You can actually message the person that's on the facade, and the piece clanging into the bottom middle piece is a very, very loud sound effect. Typically, they'll only put a statue behind. Lighting and the sound, and in an area where you see spider webs everywhere, it really fun so that everybody can get the full hallway if they wanted to.
Do they just bring the statues out?
No, these are going to be spots for scare actors. If you don't see a statue there, that's an opportunity for a scare actor to stand. They'll also...
Oh, this room. This room's so...
Oh, no. This room is absolutely the way they have the name.